It's the recurve junior men's team qualification. And you can see that Russia was the #1 qualifier with 1742. And that is the 3 archers that compete. They take their 3 individual scores, they combine them, and that's how we get the ranking as we get this set.
Shooting on target number 2, the team of Ukraine. Ivan Kozakar, Alexander Pansryuk, Roman Sheramet. And here come their opponents. Please welcome the team from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Sayed Abulfazi Hosseini, Kian Moradi, Reza Shabani. Competition conducted under the supervision of World Archery International Judge Bjorn Stanby will be determining who will take the gold medal home and who will settle for silver here at the World Archery Indoor Championships in South Dakota, United States of America. As we're about to get underway, target 1, team of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
All right, so let's take a look at the brackets and how these teams got here. You have the Islamic Republic of Iran over Russia to get into this one, and the Ukraine was able to defeat the United States to get into this final match. You can see that the United States won the bronze medal yesterday here in Yankton. So here we go for the gold medal. It's the Ukraine versus the Islamic Republic of Iran. Starting up will be the Iranian shooters.
It's a good start.
Yep.
The first arrow can sometimes help set the pace for the team a little bit.
Right, so your anchor is going to be Abulfazl, 14 years old. Shot.
Hit the spider, what we call the spider, a little cross right in the middle of the target.
But of concern, I think, is going to be that time. Only 57 seconds remain for the Islamic Republic of Iran. So Iran's got to manage that clock now. Ukraine up. Some thicker arrows going on there.
Yeah, some archers choose to shoot the bigger aluminum arrows indoors, and some shoot the smaller carbon arrows out indoors. The carbon arrows can be used for indoors and outdoors, so sometimes they use them for both so they don't have to change their equipment over.
Very active crowd here. You can hear them cheering loudly in these team competitions. Good time management for the Ukrainian team now. Iran has really got to step it up in terms of their shot execution. Reza with a 9. You can hear Coach Pakzat giving instructions to his young archers. Archery, like most places in the world, in Iran, is a growing sport. 1 second remaining, so that was a close one.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Something that coach is going to have to coach him through, I think.
Well, they need to try to pick up the pace a little bit. You don't want to be stuck in that position. Ukraine, as you can see here, they manage their time very well, and they're actually working on a surplus of allotted time for the amount of arrows they have left.
That was Kosikari who led the way. So 9 for the set win. That was Roman Sheremet, who will take the first 2 set points for the Ukrainians. So Roman, 18 years old, had a 9.0 arrow average coming in. He was able to lock that one up. So good look at what's going on with the eyes of that shooter, do you think? Eye dominance issue, maybe?
It's hard to say, but that's a possibility. Sometimes if somebody has an eye dominance issue crossing over, they may squint or close one eye, or it may just be the way they learned or were taught. Most archers you see will leave both eyes open while they shoot.
Let's talk about eye dominance for a second. When we say that, what are we saying with eye dominance?
So I guess it's which eye is your dominant eye, which eye takes over, which eye that you're sighting down the sight pin with. So if you are a right-handed archer, typically you, or if you're a right eye dominant person, typically you'll want to shoot right-handed, and if you're left eye dominant, typically you'll want to shoot left-handed. However, there are some that will cross over, and just because they learned a certain way, maybe they have to close one eye, like you saw there. But I'm not sure if that's the case or not here.
Yeah. Sometimes archers will wear a patch over their eye because, you know, to foil the dominant eye.
Right.
We'll actually see more of that tomorrow when we get to Compound Monday, as we're entertaining you with Recurve Sunday here in Yankton, South Dakota. This is the 2018 World Archery Indoor Championships. And right now we are after the first end of competition for the recurve junior men. This is the gold medal match between Ukraine and the Islamic Republic of Iran. As you can see, Iran in those dark shirts, the Ukraine in the yellow jerseys. Now, the Ukraine leads 2-0, which means that Iran will start. Great shot.
ماشاءالله کیان قوی چپ ثابت مرسی 9 ساعته آره خوبه ماشاءالله اوفر
So 9
بنداز واره چپ
for
ثابت
Guyan.
مرسی 10 باریکلا همینه
Nice shot. Put the pressure on the Ukrainians.
همینه ببین پیمانو دیگه مثلا قوی میگوی نیست اوکی
Alexander Pansaru, 15 years old, who just shot. Jarvet with a 9.
برو ماشاءالله رضا
Right, so,
1 point difference so far, halfway through the set.
مثل تیر قبلی
and
باریکلا
Iran with more time on the clock than they had the first time. They started with 63 seconds.
ماشاءالله 10 باریکلا جانم بزن باریکلا ماشاءالله کیان
Razor right now is on fire
Orada
for
alıyor ki.
Iran. For Iran.
Maşallah.
Yeah, with a 9, just above that 10 line.
Maşallah Abu Fas.
It only has to touch the line to count as the higher score, but I don't know that that one did.
Top sabit. Maşallah. Maşallah.
Kind of see that on the release, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Abu Fazl, 14 years old, released with a 9. So 57 on the board for Iran. Another solid 10 for the leadoff shooter. That's his third 10 so far.
It's pretty fast and smooth with the rhythm of the team. It leaves them a little extra time, a little extra comfort there, so they're not under as much stress at the end. You know, so here we are with 31 seconds left, as opposed to 10 or 15 seconds left.
Yeah. When you have 3 quick pace shooters like that, it gives you a huge advantage. Beautiful. A 10 for the win. And that will take this one quickly to 4 set points to 0 for the Ukraine. Now, I did have a chance, Vic, to speak with the coach and the young archers from the Islamic Republic of Iran, and I was asking them about, you know, the news. Would, if you guys could go home with a gold medal from Yankton, would it make news? And they said, yeah, we think so. You know, we definitely think that it would. You know, archery isn't as large as, say, you know, soccer or, you know, football, as most people call it around the world, but it's definitely gaining in popularity, and you can see it from the athletes that the Islamic Republic of Iran are really starting to put out in archery.
They shot great in the team round yesterday. They had a very close shoot-off. They tied, I think, with Russia, I believe, and had a shoot-off, and they both shot 28, so they had a very close match to advance into here. So they've had an exciting path here, and regardless of the outcome, they're going to go home with a medal today.
That was a good look at Coach Paxat, who I had a conversation with as well. He's a very active coach, you know, trying to keep his athletes on course. And you know, Coach Paxat told me that he understands what's at stake in terms of coaching these young athletes from Iran and what the future is. So not only is he trying to build good athletes now, but he's also understands he's trying to build the program for the future.
Yeah, a lot of these juniors that you see doing well now, those will be some of the adults we'll see succeeding later. It's the future of our sport.
So we're in a situation now where Iran really needs to take a win here to stay alive, or else even a tie and it's over.
Yeah, they got nothing to lose at this point. They have to really buckle down and make it happen. If Ukraine can just tie or win one of the next couple sets here, they'll take the match.
Interesting way to anchor. He uses his thumb behind his neck. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, I've seen that some in Ukraine does that sometimes. Some of the other former Soviet states will do that. But it helps get the very solid anchor point. It's one of many methods.
So on the scoring right now, it's listed as a 29, but the first shot by Iran was a 9-10 liner, so there's an asterisk. So we'll have to wait to see what the judges call. That's no doubt in that mind there. That's a good solid 10. Stop the top. For Alexander. Good shot. left-hand part of the 10 ring. So
Tied halfway through the set.
exactly. Still with that first arrow from Iran as a 9 asterisk. So they've got to put them all in the 10 ring in this one to stay alive.
MashaAllah.
Depends what the other guys shoot. As long as there's one arrow left in the bow, anything can happen, and I have seen it happen.
Absolutely.
MashaAllah کیان چپ ثابت.
See that thumb behind the neck?
That's a method Victor Rubin, former Olympic gold medalist, used. There was other great archers that used it before, but it's not as common of anchor point.
انداز رو آرنج چپ ثابت.
Abu Fazl putting it in the 10 ring with 6 seconds on the clock. So
Pressure's on Ukraine at this point.
it is. The match is within their grasp.
9.
Okay.
We've seen some good shooting in the match up to this point. You know, we haven't seen a lot of big mistakes that can happen under the pressure, but these kids are really handling their composure well. Looks like he's hit that same hole all 3 shots. So
If it were me, I'd be on the clicker, adjusting the sight a little bit, but
yeah, you can move the side a little bit, put those in the middle, but he's been catching it.
so our anchor now, 18-year-old Ramon Sheriff.
Victory.
Ooh, close to the line.
So on our scoreboard, we have 57-57. So this one, we're going to listen to what the judges have to say on these calls, because these judge calls are going to be vital to determine if it's over with a 5-1 score if they do tie, or if Iran takes the win. Let's listen in.
یا اوپر. یکیان
10, 10, 9,
کارتون عالی بود بچه‌ها.
10,
عالی بود.
9, 10.
Again. This one is 10.
Yes.
I think that was a 58.
That was, so that should boost Iran up to a 58. That second target. This was the final shot. This was our anchor, Sheramet from Ukraine. Pretty decent hole, a little shaken, and he takes a look at the screen. Off to the right of those archers and the left, we have big screens. So let's
Okay.
take a look at what the judges have to say on this one.
10, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10.
So I think that's a 57.
That's a 57.
So it appears, if I heard that
9,
correctly, which I'm not positive,
10,
I think
10.
Iran may have taken that set.
10, 9, 9,
Wait, hold on.
9, 9, 10, 10.
29.
57.
If I had the targets correct, that is.
Yeah, so a little
Not
bit
sure which one I was
going
looking
on
at.
down there with the, looks like perhaps a coach or a dad from the Ukraine. Trying to double check the
لب
targets.
خطی
That'd be
میزنیم.
probably the Archer's representative, so it'd be one of the members of the team.
So the scores have been changed, and now Iran with a pulse. It's now 2 set points to 4 as we get that sorted out. This match 58-57.
This match is still going.
And yes, in archery, it is that close. It is that close, and it's up to the judge's discretion. If you punch a hole big enough in the target where they can't read it, so if they want to change targets, they can. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So,
Those arrows only have to touch the line to count as the higher score. They don't have to punch all the way through. They just have to touch the line.
so Iran definitely the younger squad here, as You have 14, 15, and 16 years old being represented. The Ukraine side, 18, 15, and 18. So, in terms of years lived, experience, Iran, the younger team. Iran will start this one off. Good start.
That is a good start.
No better start than that one.
5 more to go.
When we're at this point in the match, the closest to the center makes no difference. As long as it's touching that 10 ring, it's a 10.
There's 9 points.
ماشاءالله ابوالفضل طبیعی ابوالفضل باریکلا انداز زارن چپ ثابت
Whoa.
Small look of surprise on his face.
Wow. And a long hold, but very important. Only 54 seconds remain on the clock for the team from Iran.
May be hard to see, but on the front of these bows, there's a thing that's called a clicker. They pull the arrow past it, it taps the bow, and makes a clicking sound, and these archers will let go the instant that that hits. So they're trying to pull up to that. They don't let go until you see that clicker at the front of the riser go off.
You see it just below the bottom of his sight. Little piece, it goes off.
When it is, it's almost like a reflex that they just let go. So sometimes they're anticipating that, or pulling to try to cause that to go off to signal the release of the arrow.
Another important arrow right here. Wow, drops a 9.
برو ماشاءالله
The pace has got to pick up for
سه تا تیر خوب بچه‌ها تایم
the
پایین
team from Iran.
اسفاس نگیرد
46
راحت
seconds
برو
on the clock for 3
همه چی
shooters.
عالیه ماشاءالله
And this is where you can, under this kind of pressure, start dropping points, but it's so critical to stay alive in this match.
یا چپ ثابت
Under
طبیعی،
30
تیر خوب.
seconds now for 2 shooters.
چپ ثابت ماشاءالله 10
Good shot. Now 15 on the clock.
عالی ابوالفضل راحت
Fazl,
10 ثانیه برو بالا بنداز رو آرنج
6.
ماشاءالله
Gets it off.
10
Oh, okay.
ماشاءالله
So this is going to be really tight here. So it looks like Ukraine has to shoot a perfect 30 to tie. If they lose this set, it will force a shoot off.
Wow, goosebumps from this crowd. You can hear the cheers. Only 2 more 10s for Ukraine to take gold, or we go into a shoot-off.
Nine.
All right.
Looks like we're looking at a shoot off situation.
In the set point system, already hugs around from Iran. We can see from our commentating position.
Actually, the score they just shot, 29 points, that's a reasonable score of what I would expect out of it. But Iran just really stepped up to the plate and shot a good end that time.
Hats off to the 14-year-old from Iran, Abul Fazl, who really stepped up there that last shot with time running down. He was able to get it done. Look at our first shooter, first shooter in line for Iran, and this was that shot. Abul Fazl.
Target 2.
Those are the type of shots you don't know if they're going to hit the middle or going to miss the bail. Sometimes if it scratches wrong on the end of the clicker and you kind of flinch and anticipating that, it's a fine line between shooting in the 10 ring and shooting it off the paper.
And the reason why you're seeing smiles is because, like we mentioned, downrange to the left or the right side of the target, we have big screens. And so what you're seeing at home is exactly what the archers are seeing. So the team from the Islamic Republic of Iran was actually watching that replay as you were, and so they saw the finger movement, the look on the face of Abul Fazl when he released that, and what an incredible 10 to keep the team alive. So this is what you hope for in archery, you know, to see these set points tied and to go to the shoot-off. All right, so what's the shoot-off look like, Vic?
So they'll have, I believe, 1 minute to shoot an arrow each, and it will go first off of score, and then if the score is tied, it will be which arrow is closest to the middle between the two teams.
So score first, closest to the middle second, and the officials down on the target for World Archery are resetting brand new targets, and we do that because
they want to be able to make good line calls. They want to make sure that that they can measure these arrows, because they have to be able to determine if it's within 2 millimeters or not of the closest to the middle. If it's less than 2 millimeters, sometimes they'll reshoot it.
so the targets are going to be set.
And these shoot-offs, with the time that they have on that, there is very little time for a mistake or to let down. We haven't seen any of that today, but sometimes, you know, somebody will have a mistake or the clicker will go off too early and they want to let down and start over. But with 1 minute, it really can put you in a crunch and risk not getting the last arrow off if they're forced into a situation like that. So speed and smoothness is important in this shoot-off format.
And of course, you can see that the targets go from vertical to horizontal in this case.
When they have a shoot-off in an individual round, they always shoot the middle target for their shoot-off arrow, and in the team round, they'll set the target horizontal for this. These guys know that everything rests on this one arrow. The one arrow that's in their bow, the one arrow they can contribute. Sometimes people really step up and nail it, and sometimes you can see the pressure take place too.
Under the spotlight, the 2018 World Archery Indoor Championships, going for gold in the recurve junior men's team, and pumping through the speakers, the sound of a heartbeat. Here we go. Islamic Republic of Iran starts off.
Gives Ukraine a little breathing room, not much.
Ivan with a good shot.
Now we got a 2-point deficit with 2 arrows.
Gihan. Didn't like that release. Kind of jumped through it.
Seeing the pressure start to take place here.
Wow. Alexander with
That turns things around in a hurry. Now we're at a 1-point difference. 1 arrow to go.
lucky he caught that line. All right, so 9, 8, 9 liner, but definitely breaking that line.
So if Ukraine shoots a 10, I think it goes to whichever one has a single arrow closest to the middle.
18-year-old Roman Sherman, the anchor, has it all in his hands right now. Wow, what an incredible comeback from 4 sets to 0. The Islamic Republic of Iran junior team will take victory. Incredible.
That is a huge medal for them in their country. The recurve program is young and growing, and as just as their archers are, so maybe we'll be seeing more of them in the future.
Amazing win for Iran. They will take gold here in Yankton, South Dakota, after clawing their way back from what seemed to be an insurmountable deficit. But Vic, you said it during the match, this is archery and anything can happen.
As long as there's arrows left in the bow, I've seen amazing things happen. I've seen people miss the target, the next person turn around and miss the target too, and I've seen them go and never miss the 10 ring. We shot against Ukraine in the team round yesterday, and they only shot 1 9 out of 24 arrows against us. So you can see it on both ends sometimes. That pressure can have an effect. It can bring out the best, and it can bring out the worst too.
So hopefully for the young archer from the Ukraine, Alexander Platsiru, he's 15 years old. Hopefully he's not going to linger on that 6 that he shot there. You know, it's a team effort all the way through in team competition, and that 6 definitely was a tough one, but it really didn't. One shot doesn't define the match.